our final tough question for our videos, number 10. And this question is, what is rape or sexual assault or sexual abuse? And this is a toughie. No parent ever wants to think about a child having this experience. Unfortunately, some children will have this experience. So it's important that we discuss it and we help our children understand it. This is all over the news, and it's likely to hear something like, oh, so-and-so's charged with sexual assault. We've seen it happen before, and it certainly could happen again in the future. And that usually is what sparks a question like this. But we definitely want to make sure we know the context of the question, and depending on how it's asked, right? But in a nutshell, what you could say is sometimes sex is used to hurt someone, and it's used as a weapon, and it's not supposed to be used that way. It's actually against the law, and it's not okay for anyone to ever force another person to do something against their will. You could also discuss consent and what consent means, and consent is permission. It's somebody wanting something, saying it's okay that they want to engage in a certain sexual behavior. And when somebody is raped or is a victim of sexual assault, that's not the case. Also with sexual abuse, sometimes people use their power, usually oftentimes is someone who's older. It could also be someone of the same age or I guess even younger, where they may pressure someone and touch someone's body and they didn't want to be touched. And if that were to ever happen, if anyone ever touched you in your private areas, which is on your penis or vagina or on your anus or your breasts, and you didn't want them to, that's never okay. And it's important that you say, don't touch me there. No, stop. And that you use words, no words, in that situation or scenario. It's also important that you don't ever keep that a secret. If somebody ever were to tell you or threaten you, if you were to tell anybody that they did that they were going to hurt you or someone you loved, that's never a secret you keep, even if they say they're going to hurt someone. And that's so important because a lot of perpetrators do that. You can go a lot of different directions with this question, and depending on your child's age, again, is going to determine how much you discuss. You could talk about pedophiles, and you could talk about, child molesters and how they are different. A pedophile typically stalks their prey. It's usually someone, a certain type of child that they look for, and someone who's a child molester is more of an opportunist. So maybe they are dating someone who has a child and the opportunity comes up for them to babysit and they decide they're going to play doctor or, something of that sort. At the end of the day, it's just important that our children understand that it's always important to get permission and to give permission if they want to be touched. That someone should be asking them, and that needs to be something they want to do. If they never need to do it, anything that they don't want to do, and no one should ever touch their body without them wanting them to touch their body. Okay, so that's a really tough one. I hope that something I said will help you if this question were to come up. You can also get very specific about the definition of rape versus sexual assault. Rape is something that is penis to vagina sex, and sexual assault is pretty much anything else. It includes anal sex, which is called sodomy. It also includes oral sex or digital sex, which is using hands, and all sorts of other things are grouped under sexual assault. A lot of times alcohol and drugs are involved, and a lot of times it happens when they're older, like in college. You can, if your child is older and they are going off to college, you may want to talk about the relationship between drugs and alcohol and sex, and how it's important that they're careful and they don't get in situations where they even have unwanted sex. I mean, if someone's ever passed out, that's not okay to have sex with them because they can't consent. The age of consent, if they're dating someone who's under 18, how that's considered statutory rape. I mean, this is a big subject, right? Your young ones talk about touching, where it's not okay to be touched and touch others without permission. With your older ones, you can get into these other topics as well. So, and remember, these are talks for a lifetime. This isn't one conversation. So you're going to have to revisit this. And as your children get older, include more information. That is our last tough question for now. If you have others, please respond below. Let me know. I'm happy to create another video. So I hope that helped, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye. Well, that concludes our 10 toughest sex questions that children ask their parents, and I'm sure there's more. If you have a question that your child has asked you and you have no clue what to say, please comment below and maybe I'll make another video and start answering other questions. And I did the best I could today, and know that I didn't have a script or anything. And really, that's how it's going to be when you answer these questions as well. Don't beat yourself up if you didn't say everything exactly perfect. You can always go back and tell your child, hey, remember when you asked that question about sex and I gave you an answer? Well, I want to add a little more to what I said, or I want to explain it better, something along those lines. If you do that, then you can always add more. And remember, this isn't just one talk. These should be several talks, and you don't have to answer all these questions at once. As they come up, or as you see opportunities to talk about sexuality with your children, just try not to turn your cheek and look the other way. I think it's important as our children get older that we quit covering their eyes and we teach them how to see. And with you explaining things instead of Mr. Google all the time, I think that it helps you have a better relationship with your child. You increase your communication, and frankly, if you can talk about sex, you could talk about anything with your kids. And that's really what we should be doing as adults, and we should be doing that for someone we love, right? And I hope that these talks helped a bit, and if you want more information on our courses, please visit thetalkinstitute.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, as I'm making new videos each week and posting them here. And I want to know more about what you guys want to know. So definitely comment below. Let me know what I can do to help. Okay? Jen Elledge here again, sexual health expert, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.